Greetings on the people of the internet, I am Miketendo, and welcome to the latest Miketendo Talks About, where today I'm going to be talking about Nintendo's E3, which is next week, and my personal predictions for said event. So, let's get started. So, at the time of recording this, Nintendo's E3 conference is only 6 days away, and I could not be more hyped for anything. I mean, with so many people just retweeting saying that, they're going to be at E3, like Retro Studios and Platinum Games, they're going to be such a good year this year, I feel. So, I'm only going to be doing Nintendo predictions, as I really don't have any predictions for Microsoft, and the only thing I really want to see from Sony is the next Ratchet & Clank game. So, let's start Nintendo's E3 stuff off with, I believe, well, it's probably confirmed here, that we're going to see the next game from Retro Studios. And from the looks of things, it's most likely going to be another Metroid game, hopefully. Like probably the Metroid Prime 4 that people have been waiting so many years for. Either that or some form of sequel to Metroid Fusion, which I think a lot of people want to see the most, really. Because Samus now has Metroid DNA, she's now a fugitive from the Galactic Federation, it can make for a very interesting story. Either that, or if we were to get a prequel like Samus' starting days as a bounty hunter and her first actual encounter with Ridley, because there, the scene from Other M would make a bit more sense. Like a reboot to the entire franchise or something that shows off Samus' past and goes to her first adventure and her first encounter with Ridley after her parents' death. That would make sense for that scene to show up, and I think that could be a pretty awesome game if they were to go for a prequel or a reboot to the entire series. Most likely it's either going to be a Prime 4 or a sequel to Metroid Fusion. Now, as unlikely as it is, I would kind of hope Retro Studios' next game is another Donkey Kong game, because I love the ever-loving everything out of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and Returns is a pretty good game as well. I love the Donkey Kong games that Retro Studios made. They're my favourite in the Donkey Kong series, aside from maybe Country 2. Or you never know, they could be the ones developing the Star Fox game that we've heard nothing about, but I'll get back into Star Fox later. In other news, I kind of feel we'll see some more virtual console news, like we're going to get some more DS and N64 games like Pokemon Diamond, Phoenix Wright for N64, we're probably going to get Ocarina of Time and F-Zero X, and those sorts of things. Maybe, if I were really hoping for it, but probably not going to happen, I'd say Sonic Rush Adventure for the DS Virtual Console and Banjo-Kazooie for N64. And possibly, as unlikely as it is, they could announce GameCube Virtual Console, maybe, like they did with the Wii's Virtual Console. And I reckon that would launch with, Mario Sunshine, probably not Wind Waker, but Mario Sunshine, maybe, if I'm going out on a limb here and going to say Sonic Adventure DX, or F-Zero GX. Those are the kind of things I would see a GameCube Virtual Console starting with, maybe. What about Star Fox Assault? That'd be cool to see. Or Anyway, moving on to the next thing that they could possibly show off is for DLC. We obviously know we're going to get some form of Splatoon DLC news, because a couple weeks after this, the week after E3 is the American Splatfest, so there's probably going to be an announcement of some new stages and weapons before that happens, and that'd be cool to see. I wonder what they would do for the weapons. I'm still holding on for that possible flood weapon from Mario Sunshine, like if that leak from a couple weeks ago was true about placing the Mario amiibo down and you get Flood and Mario outfit. I kinda wish they would do more of some form of amiibos, like you get different costume parts for scanning your amiibos in, like you get Samus's various suit if you scan her amiibo, or Sonic's shoes if you scan his amiibo, or Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush if you scan his amiibo when it comes out. That'd be the cool thing to see from Splatoon, if that was to get an update in the future of the game. But on to other DLC, I definitely feel we're going to see some Mario Kart 8 DLC, because the first two packs have apparently done great for Nintendo. I feel we're going to see some more of those, like a Pack 3 and 4 announcement, and a teaser for Pack 3, which is going to possibly have either Kirby or Pit. I want to say Pit, but it's most likely going to be Kirby. You're going to get the Warp Star as a vehicle, maybe Diddy Kong and Bowser Jr. as some extra characters, either that or Kirby, Bowser Jr. and King Dedede as characters. And we're going to get stage based on Kirby, like a Cookie Country or Dreamland stage, or maybe something from Air Ride would be cool to see with the anti-gravity in Mario Kart 8. That would be cool to see. I would love more Mario Kart 8 DLC. I've had such a blast with it so far. and it's always fun to record that with John and Nick and whatnot. Now for Smash Bros. DLC, we're probably going to get that in like the Sunday 20-minute direct before Lucas launches on Sunday. But obviously, you know what I want to see. I want to see tournament mode, I want to see a new newcomer announced, and some form of character from the Smash ballot getting announced early for release in October. And, well, probably not that, but I can see like we're getting in it one more Smash Bros. Character before the Smash ballot takes effect. So I'm going to say, if it's a returning character, I'm going to say it's either Roy, Wolf, or if they finally manage to work the Ice Climbers. If it's a newcomer, I'm going to go with the rumours that it's apparently going to be Ryu from Street Fighter. I'm also going to say, this is just me blindly hoping, but I'm hoping it's Shantae, considering Matt Bozon apparently retweeting something about how apparently Shantae is going to be in Smash Bros. I really hope that's true, because she is obviously my most wanted character for the game. But other than that, probably Shovel Knight would probably be the next newcomer. And I'm pretty about that. I would like to see Shovel Knight, but he's not my favourite. So that's for DLC. And obviously we're going to get some more news of amiibos, like the next wave of the Smash Bros. Amiibos revealed. And I reckon for that we're going to get Mr. Game & Watch, the Duck Hunt Dog, Mewtwo and Lucas, and I would say the Mii Fighters, because we had that report of someone finding a prototype Mii Sword Fighter amiibo, and I would like to see what they do with like the Mii Fighter amiibos, because that's going to be something that custom amiibo makers are going to go crazy for. Like they'll have people sending in their amiibos, well, Mii amiibos with that Mii's face, and ask them to make like a custom version of that. If I get the Mii Brawler, I'd probably do that for something, unless it costs like God knows how much money. I just want to have like an amiibo with my Mii's face on it, because that'd be kind of cool. And obviously we're going to get like another new series of amiibos like we did the Super Mario line of amiibos a couple months ago. And I reckon the most likely amiibo next lineup is going to be either Animal Crossing or Star Fox to celebrate the Star Fox game, the new Star Fox game, or this, well, I'll get into it later. And I kind of feel that on the time of amiibos, we're going to get some form of like amiibo-centric game. Like they're going to announce some form of game that uses the amiibos as characters, like Skylanders or Disney Infinity. Like, either it's going to be a sort of 2D platformer sort of thing, like Smash Bros. Like the Subspace Emissary mode of Smash Bros. Made into its own original story, where you can scan your characters in and you can get them a stock as your characters to use in the game. Either that, or we could see another Nintendo Land, which would be kind of fun to play. As for a Nintendo Land, you can like get a set number of attractions like the ones from the first game except updated, plus a couple new ones, like maybe they swap the Animal Crossing one for Kirby, or they make a Kid Icarus one where you, like a solo Kid Icarus one where you archery. But they could also have like either some form of additional maps with additional attractions with amiibo, which I don't think would go down too well with some people. Like if they were to make a Fire Emblem attraction for amiibo, it'd send people crazy. Frankly, I did manage to get a Robin one recently, but I don't see that happening. But on the other side, they could possibly add costumes for scanning your amiibos in. Like you could get a Robin costume if you scan Robin in, or a Mario costume to wear in the hub world sort of thing. That'd be kind of fun to see. So yeah, if they're going to announce a new amiibo game, something like the Subspace Emissary or Nintendo Land 2 is something I'd like to see. And as I mentioned earlier as well, we also got confirmation that Platinum Games is going to be showing a new game at E3 for Nintendo. Now there's obviously two big games this could be. This could either be like the Wonderful 101 2, or it could be Bayonetta 3. Now as you know, I love the Wonderful 101, and Bayonetta 1 and 2 are some of my favourite beat-em-ups of all time. So I'd be happy with either of these possibly being the game that Platinum Games is going to reveal at E3. Either that, or it could be another Nintendo franchise. Like, we could see them, or that it could be something new, or we could see what they would do with tackling some of Nintendo's well-known franchises. That would be kind of fun to see. I'm not sure what it would be, though I have my ideas. But, yeah, Platinum Games. I'm looking forward to whatever they've got to announce, whether it's Bayonetta 3 or Wonderful 101 2 or something else. And with that, we move on to some other Nintendo games that I feel are guaranteed to show up. First off, I mentioned it before, Animal Crossing Wii U. I get the feeling that's going to get announced or shown off for the first time at E3. It's going to come with its own line of amiibos to coincide. Like, we're going to get Tom Nook, KK Slider, and a restock of the Villager for some. for amiibos or something. I'm not too well known with Animal Crossing. I did play the Wii version, like Let's Go City, and I loved it. So I'd love to see what a HD Animal Crossing could do. It'd be such a beautiful looking game and such a fun game to play. That's the kind of thing I think we'll see at E3 with Animal Crossing amiibos to boot. Secondly, we all know this is finally going to be shown off here. We're finally going to get our first trailer for Star Fox. I'm not the biggest Star Fox fan, actually. I didn't really enjoy my time with Star Fox 64 3D, but I'd love to play the original to see if it's any good. But I'm not the biggest Star Fox fan, but I'm kind of excited to see who is going to be doing this Star Fox game. Like, it could be Retro Studios' new game, or it could be Platinum Games' new game. Like, if it was Platinum Games, they could be doing it similar to Star Fox Assault meets Bayonetta or something. That'd be kind of fun to see, actually. Well, not in the terms of the whole over-sexualizing of Bayonetta, but in the terms of, like, the fast-paced action combat, plus the flying R-Wing sections would be pretty cool. To see what Platinum Games would do with those. Next, I kind of feel, well, Mario Maker's not exactly what I'd call a 30th anniversary game for Mario. So I get the feeling we're going to get some form of Mario game at E3. Like, either a HD remake of Sunshine or Galaxy, or maybe even a new Paper Mario game, which is something I've heard a lot of people going on about, because there was that recent rumor that apparently Intelligent Systems, or whoever makes Paper Mario, is making a new one for the Wii U. Love to see it so much. I love Paper Mario N64. I've never played the Thousand Year Door. I liked Super Paper Mario, and I downright dislike Sticker Star for many reasons. But if it were to come back to the original formula used in Thousand Year Door and Sticker Star, no, I nearly said Sticker Star, even though I hate that game. The N64 version and Thousand Year Door, I would love to see it. I'd love to see what they would do with it. It'd look beautiful on the Wii U. And get whoever does the music for it to come back for it. It would sound great. It would just be a great game overall. And also, I think we're going to see some Zelda. Like, some form of Zelda. Like, even if it's not like the big Zelda Wii U, we're going to get like a Zelda game to tide us over until Zelda Wii U comes out. Like maybe a HD remake of... what I've been seeing a lot of is either a HD or 3D remake of Twilight Princess. I kind of don't feel so. I mean, I would like to see it, but Twilight Princess is one of my favorite Zelda games, but I'm not sure if that's the game we're going to see. One thing I would like to see from Zelda, actually, is a sort of like a Link Between Worlds version of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, on the NES. Because I kind of want to go see what that sort of 2D side-scroller Link would feel and control like in like the 3DS or Wii U. It'd probably be on the 3DS. There's like Zelda 2, Legend of Zelda: The Adventure of Link 2 or something. I'm not sure. I'd just like to see some form of new form of Zelda 2 sort of thing. And also, we're probably going to get some more information on the European and American release of Xenoblade X and Fire Emblem If. Xenoblade X, you guys, I am loving Xenoblade Chronicles right now. My friend absolutely loves it. He can't wait for this game. I'd love to see this game when it comes out. I'm not too keen on the soundtrack, though. I'm not actually that fussed on the sci-fi setting, but I'll be pleasantly surprised if it turns out being a good game, because I've heard some good things about it. As for Fire Emblem Myth, I really need to hurry up and play Awakening first before I get into this game, because I want to play Fire Emblem Awakening first so I have some form of knowledge on the Fire Emblem franchise. They did announce the My Castle thing, which appears to be Fire Emblem Animal Crossing mode, which is kind of funny. But yeah, they also announced Amiibo support where you can train with your Amiibos, and that's about it on that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Nintendo games I know, well, probably know we're going to see at E3. And now it's time to give you guys my top 5 crazy and out there predictions. So at number 5, well, since Reggie kind of, in the E3 promo video, Reggie kind of was teasing it with him in a Little Mac outfit. So I wanted to assume there's going to be a new Punch-Out game, like that's what Next Level Games are working on nowadays. Now, for all I know, they could be working on like a new Mario sports game, like a Strikers 3, or even a Luigi Mansion for the Wii U. But all the other games they've made, I'd love to see Punch-Out the most. Like, I posted this on Twitter a while ago, like, if they were to make Amiibo fighters, like if you could scan your Amiibo and you can fight that character, like you could fight Bowser or Donkey Kong or Mario, or Link with a pair of the Golden Gauntlets, or Sonic who would make Piston Hondo look like he's standing still. That'd be cool to see, like, extra hard boss fights to fight in Punch-Out thanks to the amiibo. It'd be such a cool, interesting idea to see, and I'd love to see what Punch-Out looks like on the Wii U. And now for number 4, it's kind of a very out there prediction, but I'm gonna say a Wario Land game. Like some form of Wario Land game for either the 3DS or the Wii U, which is very unlikely, even though I love the Wario Land games. I love Shake Dimension. Wario Land 4 was a good game. I've never played Wario World, but I'd love to play that so much. I just want to see a return to Wario's sort of treasure hunting, gold grabbing 2D adventure games. Like, you could even add 2-player co-op with Waluigi. It would be such a cool game. Like, you could use them as a team-up sort of thing. Kind of like if you would have like a platformer based on the Mario and Luigi sort of RPG stuff, like X jump makes Wario jump, Y makes the Waluigi jump. You have to use them together for like puzzles to sort of get treasure. Or you could just use it for a special 2-player co-op mode, which would be so fun to play through with friends. And honestly, if they were to bring back the art style from Wario Land Shake Dimension, I'd be all for that. I thought it was a great looking game. I just want to see Wario make a grand return to his money-grabbing roots rather than just more micro-game collections, because I love the WarioWare games, especially Game & Wario, but I kind of miss Wario's heritage, his old gold-grabbing adventures, and I want to see more of those. Moving on to number 3, it's another one that's kind of out there, considering, well, Mario, but with the most likely Mario games being a Galaxy or a Sunshine game, I kind of want to see a Mario 3D World 2. Like, I know it's the least likely Mario game to happen at this point, what with them saving the next big 3D Mario game for the NX or something. But if we were to get, like, at the very least, Super Galaxy 2 to Galaxy 1 for 3D World 2. Like, it adds new levels, new worlds, adds Yoshi to the gameplay, more power-ups, more playable characters. Like, I'd love to see how Bowser would play as in a 3D world sort of environment. Like a slower character, but he has the Fire Flower to start with, and getting a Fire Flower just powers up his blasts. That'd be a cool thing to see what they would do with that. Plus amiibo support, you could unlock various costumes for your characters. Probably not, though. Plus the Miiverse could be really fun to be crazy with. It was fun to look at posts while doing it. Plus, we could have a return of the great 4-player 3D co-op with a refined formula that makes it manageable. Like, for God's sake, Nintendo, just use the other buttons for grabbing people and doing the running, basically. Just use the other buttons. There's a reason they exist, Nintendo. Also, camera could have used some work in co-op, but yeah, 3D World 2 is something I'd love to see. I love the first game, and I kind of want this to be like the Galaxy 2 to Mario 3D World. Moving on to number 2, it's kind of an unlikely one, what with Super Mystery Dungeon coming out at the end of the year, but I kind of want to see another Pokemon game. Like, either X2 and Y2 or whatever Pokemon, it's going to be called Pokemon Z. Either that, or the least likely of two evils, Generation 7 might get, like, teased at or something with the silhouettes of the first 3 starter Pokemon. Either that or we're going to get a new remake of Diamond and Pearl. But that's probably... well, a remake of Fire Red and Leaf Green would be pretty alright to see. But I want to see more in the Generation 6 sort of lineup. Like, I want to see more of Kalos. I want more new Pokemon in Generation 6, because the only problem I really had with X and Y was its lackluster Pokedex of new Pokemon. Like, only 72 Pokemon? Really? That's the smallest we've ever had. It's kind of lackluster. And it kind of felt like X and Y had a limited choice of what I could use for my team in that regard, because I only like using Pokemon from that generation in my team. Like, I love Greninja, Goodra, and Talonflame, but that was about it, honestly, aside from maybe Heliolisk. But that was about it. Those were the only 4 Pokemon I used constantly for my adventure. I mean, they also had, well, there were quite a few Pokemon I liked, but not enough to, like, make repeated playthroughs any as unique as one another. And that kind of bogged me down about X and Y. It's why I love Alpha Sapphire so much, because I could easily make teams over, like, loads of teams based on the Hoenn Pokedex, and I loved that game so much. But yeah, if they were to make an X2 and Y2 or Z or whatever they want to call it, expand the Pokedex a little bit. Like, give us a couple more new Pokemon, give us a couple more ground types, new bug types, just give us all the new Pokemon. I don't care if their designs are stupid as Klefki or Magnemite. I just want to see some more Pokemon get created, and I want to see more Pokemon action before we move on to Generation 7. And now for my big one. The big prediction I have that is the craziest thing I'll probably ever say in my life, but I kind of want to say that Platinum Games' next game is Kid Icarus Uprising Wii U, or at least they got Kid Icarus Uprising Wii U on the cards for making it. Because I believe I read somewhere that Amazon France, I think, accidentally leaked a Kid Icarus Uprising Wii U, and if you know me, you know Kid Icarus Uprising is one of my absolute favourite games of all time, and my favourite game on the 3DS. I just love that game to death with its comedy, its fantastic music, its great story, its great characters, its fantastic gameplay. Plus, it wouldn't even matter if it was like a remake or a sequel. Like, a remake, you could fix the problems that the 3DS version had, like with its rather skew-with controls, which a lot of people complained about. You could fix that with the 2 sticks on the gamepad. And plus, if you were to make a sequel, you could expand it. You could expand the universe so much. There's so much Greek mythology stuff you could use in that game. Like, Ares the god of war would make a great villain, the Titans. There's so much stuff you could work with in a Greek mythology method. You could add new weapons, you could add amiibo support. You could make, like, a separate Dark Pit chapter or something. You could play as, like, maybe one time where Pit's off being unconscious or something, like, and someone's attacking, you could play as Palutena for some reason. You could play as Magnus, Dark Pit. It would be such a good game, and it would look beautiful, it would look great, it would sound great, it would be funny, it would be filled with great characters and a good story. It's probably the craziest thing that is probably going to happen. If it happens, I'm going to squeal like a little schoolgirl. Sadly. Well, not sadly, I'd be happy as all hell. Yeah, so yeah, my biggest prediction for E3 is my craziest one. It's Kid Icarus Uprising Wii U. I don't care if it's developed by Platinum Games or Retro Studios. I'm not miffed if Sakurai wasn't working on it, considering he deserves his retirement after Smash Bros. Wii U. He's done enough for us now. But I would just love to see more adventures of Pit, Palutena, or more expanding of the universe, either that or a HD remake of Uprising. I wouldn't mind what it is, I just want to see more of it, because I love Kid Icarus Uprising. So yeah, that pretty much does it for my big predictions for Nintendo's E3. As I mentioned, I'm probably not going to be doing videos from Microsoft and Sony, because I have no interest in what Microsoft has unless they reveal, like, the finally Banjo 3 on the Xbox One. Then again, that would be probably the only game I'd buy for the system, so I have no intention of spending $350 for, like, a game for one game. And for Sony, I really only have 2 predictions. Like, I want to see the new Ratchet & Clank game, and I kind of want to see PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 2 with returning characters like Ratchet and Sly and Kratos. So yeah, that pretty much does it for my predictions for Nintendo at E3, and as always, I've been Miketendo. You guys have a nice night, and take care!